Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly. A weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. It's been another interesting week for the Commission, and now in keeping with its responsibility and commitment to adequately sensitize stakeholders and the public on the newly upgraded company registration portal, CRP, the CAC flagged off the training of accredited customers on how to efficiently navigate the portal. But we'll be right back after this break to stay with us. Welcome back. As earlier mentioned, the CAC has, in a bid to optimize user experience following the upgrade of its company's registration portal, flagged off a training program for its accredited customers. Now, declaring the training open, the Registrar General and CEO of the CAC, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, charged the participants to take advantage of the enormous potentials of the upgraded portal to carry out their registration activities with ease. Represented by the Head Information and Communications Technology, CAC, Mr. Roberta Ambrose Chiwike, the Registrar General said the training was to be conducted in phases, starting with 100 accredited customers divided into two streams. He therefore enjoined them to put into practice the knowledge gathered at the training in order to receive timeless results. Speakers at the training include the Technical Assistant to the Registrar General, Muhammad Abdullahi, and Assistant Director Registry, Urisejolomi Ayomike. It could be recalled that the CAC had on 4th of January 2021 opened its upgraded company's registration portal, CRP, which now allows end-to-end registration to the public. And still talking about the CRP today, we will be focusing on addressing customer challenges while using the portal and measures taken to address those concerns. We also know why during the registration of incorporated trustees, the applicants must apply for the reservation code, the disclosure of persons with significant control PSC during LLC registration, as well as editing wrongly put details, among others. Just like we highlighted in our earlier edition, the upgraded company registration portal is in addition to being user-friendly. It goes further to grant customers the privilege to download and print certificates online from the comfort of their offices or homes. One of the striking features of the redesigned downloadable CAC certificate is that it has a verifiable QR code to ascertain the authenticity of any certificate obtained from the CRP. The CAC surely deserves a high five for that feat. And now moving on to our interview segment, it will be recalled that in our previous editions, we brought you step-by-step presentation on how to navigate the upgraded CRP. Today, CAC Weekly caught up with Ademola Chukwudiaino, the senior software developer, Oasis Management Company, who attempts to further walk us through the CRP and tell us how the customer can adequately surmount any challenge encountered while using the solution. Let's go see how that works.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. The upgraded company registration portal was opened to customers on the 1st of January, just about 19 days ago or two. It's already old, so we can't even say it's new. Is it new?
It's still new. It's still new.
Give us a background as the expert. Give us a background of what this portal is all about and what does it entail?
Well, for the upgraded registration portal, what it entails right now, it encapsulates the CAMA 2020. So for new users to the platform, they will have a lot of things they have to learn as they go. My advice is for them to read the instruction that the software provided for them. For old users, they may have challenges because they're used to doing things certain ways, but now those things have changed in compliance to the law. For example, a new user, which is the general public, can just come into the portal, create an account, have their own personal account, and go on to register a company. For accredited agents, which are mostly the lawyers or Institute of Chartered Accountants and some other professional bodies, those people would have to create an accredited agent account, which is subject to the Commission's approval. Now, upon approval of such an account, they can go ahead and register companies for themselves or for some of their clients, as the case may be. So the portal right now, it enables users and gives them easy access to company registration, communication with the commission without having to come physically to the physical address of the commission.
Okay. If you're going to give us a breakdown of the registration for our viewers watching you right now, what would it be? A step by step.
Well, step by step, first, create an account as a user if you're a general public. If you don't have an account before, by the way. If you have an existing account, log into your account. Then you will, on your dashboard, as soon as you log in, you will see name reservation and company registration. Click on your name reservation. You choose a classification of the type of company you want, whether it's a company, incorporated trustee, or a business name. As soon as you choose that, you will see a follow-up question that says, what is this type, specific type? For example, a business name, the specific type option would be sole proprietor or partners. Incorporated trustee is incorporated trustee. For companies, we have company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, unlimited company. So we have different type of company as well. You choose that.
Depending on the category that you want to register.
Then you proceed to fill out the other necessary information about the company and you submit your name. Now the commission will look into that name if the name is available for you to use and it's a good name in compliance to the law. There are some certain names that are restricted. And by the way,
what are these names that are restricted?
For example, group holdings, consortium. These are restricted words that you cannot use together with your company name. If you are to use a restricted word, there is a new feature on the system that says apply for reservation code because you are using a restricted word. The system automatically detects that for you right now. Okay. It's one of the new features of the system. As soon as you type in a restricted word, the system will flag it and tell you a restricted word has been detected in your name. Click here to apply for a reservation code. Then you click on that reservation code and you proceed to give the other information that is required of you in order for the commission to consider approving such name for you to go on.
Why is there a restriction now?
Well, the restriction has been there. Okay. The difference is the new system has now been implemented to help users with regards to these restrictions. In the old system, you probably use the restricted words, and by the time you submit, then it will be queried by or denied, telling you that, oh, the word is not allowed. But in the new system, as soon as you type in your restricted words, the system flags it and tells you, hey, the word you use is restricted. Would you like to use another word? You can change to another word that is not restricted. In the case you feel like that is the actual word you want to use, then you have to apply for that reservation code. It's like an added authority that has to vet the name and vet the objective of the company to determine, okay, we can go ahead and approve it or not.
Okay. I'm sure since it was launched or opened to customers, I'm sure there are a number of challenges, people must have experienced for newcomers and even the old customers themselves. Right. But let's begin to take these challenges one after the other so that people can understand and every category of customer will be able to deal with will be able to find solution to his or her own challenge. Let's start from share details, during registration.
Even the lawyers have the same challenge. Is during share details, they realize that they have to enter a breakdown of the share capital. Now, for every company that is being registered or proposed to be registered, there is what we call the issued share capital. Now, when you enter the issued share capital, in the old system, there is no requirement for you to have a breakdown of it. But in the new system, you have to have a breakdown of that issued share capital of the company into two types. It's either an ordinary share, which is referred by the law as equity, or a preference share. Now, if you're entering your equity, you have to break it down to say, okay, maybe, for example, let me give you an example. A company have an issued share capital of 1 million naira, right? And you have to break it down to say, okay, 800 of that 1 million is my equity, is the ordinary share. Then the remaining 200 is my preference share. Now, from that 800 that you already broke down, you can now allot to your shareholders. On the same page where you are doing the breakdown, that same page, you will see the step 3 of the same page telling you that, okay, now give us the details of your shareholders. and then tell us how you choose to allot these shares to each one of them. The good thing is there is a new thing that is introduced by the law called persons with significant control. Based on the way you have allotted your shares, you will see that on the next step of your registration process, automatically the system will calculate and tells you these are the identified individuals that are persons with significant control of the company. The user still have the option to edit those individuals' information on that page. They can then choose to say, okay, they have a certain voting right, they have a certain control of the company. All of those information, they can go ahead and impute it in the new system. So
Okay.
these are the things we feel users should have enlightenment about now on how to handle persons with significant control.
Now let's go to the business name. Now we do understand that we have two types. We have the sole proprietorship and we also have the partnership. So help us break it down for the purpose of our viewers.
Now for company registration, there is a first step they have to go through. It's called name reservation.
Okay.
Name reservation process is where an individual submits their names and say, okay, I would like to register this name for my business. Then the commission looks at it and vets that name to see that, okay, it's not being used by any other person. It's available for you to go ahead and register your business. Now, during that reservation process, you would have to enter the name you want, and there is a place called company type. In this case, it will be business type, classifications, which you will have to enter either you want to be a sole proprietor or you are partners in the business. Now, if you enter, you want to be a partners, when you proceed to your registration, you will be able to add multiple individuals as partners to the business. But when in the case where you've chosen sole proprietor, when you proceed to registration, you are assumed to be the only proprietor. Or in the case of an accredited agent registering on your behalf, it's assumed that only one person will be registered with that business. Now, many mistakes people make is during their name reservation, they will see the box says, do you want to be a sole proprietor or a partner? Then they probably didn't understand what it means to them at the point of registration. They'll just choose sole proprietor. Then they come back at the point of registration and say, oh, we are actually partners.
Okay.
And then the commission will be like, no, we approve that name saying you can go ahead and register your business because you also identify yourself as a sole proprietor. In that case, you would have to go ahead and re-register your name again.
Okay.
You have to do your name reservation all over again, or you apply to the commission for correcting that information.
Okay. Now let's go to the issue of incorporated trustees.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start by breaking down what incorporated trustees are before we go to say they must have a reservation code.
Yes. So incorporated trustees are more like an association or a religious body. That's the shortest way to bring it to people to understand. So if you have an association you want to register with the commission, this association will be registered under incorporated trustee. If it's a religious body, they are still considered as incorporated trustees. Now, when you're doing an incorporated trustee registration, the law says now that you have to submit your information to the commission. So therefore, there is what we call a reservation code. You are in the process of reserving a name, you will be required to submit all the information about the association, including the objectives of that association, the people that are the trustees involved in that association. You submit all their information. The commission will vet this information and determine to say, okay, yes, this is good enough. You can go ahead and register this incorporated trustee. The good news is, at the time you submit those information, at the point of registration, you are not required to enter those information any longer, because the commission says, okay, we already have this information, so just go ahead and give us the little information required of you, maybe your meetings, your publications, which is the final step of your registration, and you upload the document necessary. So your reservation code, at the point of reservation code, you have the opportunity to actually submit every information about the association or your incorporated trustees.
Okay, so let's talk about the reservation code itself. What does it entail?
Well, the reservation code is just a one-step process that says the commission should give a special permission for this incorporated trust to be registered. In other words, for it to be considered, they have to go through to make sure that the objective of that incorporated trustee is genuine and is good. in line with the laws of the land, in this case the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You understand? So they have to make sure that everything is in order for them to approve such reservation. That's why it's called reservation code. It's not really more, it's more or less saying, okay, we want to vet this information and then make sure that everything is in line with the law.
Okay. Now, the biggest challenge here would be persons with significant, control and disclosure of ownership. A lot of people want to do business, of course, but they don't want their identities or their documents or things about them disclosed. And then you have a system that says no to that. So where is the meeting point?
Well, the law is the law. What the system has done is implemented what the law is required you to do. So even if you want to hide it, unfortunately, the law does not permit that. The law says if you have your shareholders, if they have at least 5% of the shares and above, those people must be declared as persons with significant control. The good news to you is, even if you want to hide, there are some other follow-up questions on that page for persons with significant control. You can decide as a user to say, okay, though this person have 5% and above, they have 5% and above voting rights, maybe they are not really involved in the company. You answer those other questions, those follow-up questions, and say, okay, they are not really involved with the company, they are this or they are not that. So you still have a leverage somewhere to say, okay, this is the role of the person. Although the person have 5% or above shares with the company, nevertheless, they don't have this certain privileges. You declare this information, it has to be declared by the law. So you just have to fill it in. If not, the registration will not be approved.
How safe and secured are people's data?
Well, the improved system has created so many encryption schemes. Data are being encrypted and being saved in database. So any data that has been pulled from the database also has to be decrypted. Some data has to be decrypted, some has to be encrypted, some has to be saved plainly. They feel like, okay, this are not really sensitive information data, they will be saved plainly. So what we've enabled in the system is some certain mode of security. We have 3 layers of security right now.
Okay.
One of them is your login credentials, which you go in, you log into your system with your username and password. There are times where you log into the system and the system suspects maybe illegal activity going on. It will log you out automatically and ask you to change your password. Now, this is a way to prevent unauthorized persons to gain access to your account. So there are so many security that's been implemented in place for you to feel safe registering your company and giving your information to the commission.
Okay.
Because your information is definitely right now in a secure server.
Okay. Now let's come to the issue of editing. Yes, I type in my name wrongly, or I type my partner's name wrongly,
Right.
and I want to change it. Is it that easy? Or I type some of my information and I realize maybe after some time that what I've typed is incorrect, and I just want to correct that.
Yes,
does it provide for the ease of correction?
Yes,
or
it is
editing?
actually.
Yeah.
It is actually easy for you. The only problem people seems not to, or the challenges they seem to face is that once a payment is made, there are certain information that cannot be changed.
Okay.
Now, once you're going through your registration process, you will realize that it's a guided step. It tells you step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. If it's a company, you have up to 10 or 11 steps. Incorporated trustee, you have about 6 steps now. And for business name, you have about 7 steps, 6 steps actually right now. So for these steps that you're going through, you can easily go back and correct your information. Once you make payments, certain information cannot be changed. For example, your share information, the share capital you mentioned at the point of registration cannot be changed once you've paid, because these are used to determine even the amount you pay for your registration.
Okay, so once that's the end of the story, my money goes.
Well, no, your money didn't go anywhere. The good thing is, if you have some certain information that you feel like needs to urgently be corrected, you can go to the frequently asked question page. There is a page there, a contact us page. You can fill it up, submit your information to the commission saying, okay, I have this information entered during my registration. I would like to correct it as this. I realize I have no access to correct it any longer on the portal. Then the commission will query back your application to you. When they query it back to you and say, okay, go ahead and complete that information or correct such information. So there is always a contact us page where you can go in to submit requests or contact the commission in regards to any challenges you are having on the portal.
This particular company registration will provide opportunity for increase in registration because of the ease and the speed.
Yes.
From your home, from your offices, you can do that.
Very fast.
And so it saves people a lot of time and
Yes.
energy. So what is the capacity of this portal to accommodate the increase that we'll begin to see?
Well, the portal has been increased drastically a lot. I mean, I don't want to be a nerd to you, but there's what we call memory capacity, and there's what we call the processor speed of the server. All of this has been increased drastically to accommodate users. Remember, in the old platform, we have only pre-incorporation. In other words, you have the opportunity to register your company alone. But in this new platform, you have post-incorporation. The post-incorporation means there are certain information you've submitted to the commission before. You would like to correct them for existing companies or for new companies that feel like, okay, they want to change their issued share capital. Okay, so you go to your post-incorporation portal, log in, and then you can file for any change you want to make about the company. So because of these additional features and services that has been added, the server has been empowered basically to accommodate large volume of users at a given time, and they would all operate at the same speed.
Okay, all right. What are the biggest challenges or the biggest complaints that you have heard from customers ever since it has been open to the public?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges we faced is the shares, the issued share capital, because it's new. It's surprising that even some lawyers are still not familiar with it. They don't know exactly how the breakdown works and how to go ahead and do the share allotment. So one of the things the commission is planning on is to release educative videos for people to learn on how to go about these things. So many of them will submit the incorrect information, and they come back and be like, I submitted my information, but I don't know what's wrong. I can't proceed. Or, oh, I submitted this information, I'm seeing something else going on my preview page. That's not what I'm expecting to see. And we'll let you know that, okay, you entered your issued share capital, but there's another box that says divided into. How do you want to go ahead and divide this issued share capital? If you entered a small value, it means you are saying the value of each unit of the share is high. For example, you have a 1 million issued share capital, and you say you want to divide it into 500. It means the amount of one unit share is 2 naira. Well, if you say I want to divide it by 1 million as well, the amount of one issued share is 1 naira. And if you say I want to divide that 1 million by 2 million naira, then it means the amount of each unit share is 50 kobo. These are the things, easy calculation. The system, if the system even provided the opportunity for them to just enter only to field, we will calculate the rest for you and tell you what it means for you.
Okay.
The system does that for you. But you know, people are new to it, so they are still trying to adjust into the new platform. And we hope that with the aid of the video that will be released, and as people go ahead and use the system with more instruction on the system, they would find it much easy.
Okay, what other challenge are you contending with right now, aside from the input of shares?
Aside from input of shares is the case of business name.
Okay.
So for the old, some people reserve their name in the old system, and it was presumed as sole proprietor. Now they come into the new system and say, oh, by the way, my reservation I did in 2020 December, I come into the new system in January. I intend to use that reservation for partnership. Remember that at the point of reservation is where you need to specify if you intend to be a partner or sole proprietor. So such people would have to complain to the commission using the contact us form on the system and say, hey, please, I have this reservation. This is when I reserved it in December. I would like it to be a partnership, though the system has assumed that it's sole proprietor, because at the old system, you were only doing sole proprietorship. So now in this new system, I would like to change this reservation for partnership. It's at the commission's discretion to determine, okay, whether to consider your case or not.
Okay.
So the commission will review your case as each person submit their cases. They review it and help them as necessary.
Mr. Ademola Chukudi, I know, Senior Software Developer, Oasis Management Company. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And this is where we wrap up this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. Thank you for watching. For comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Twitter, it is at CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng and our website is www.cac.gov.ng and our helplines are 081 822 99016, 081 822 98971 or 090 874 01598 or 090 874 01599 and 090 874 01600. Do join us next week for another interesting edition of the program. Same time and same station. From me, Amina Jabril, and the whole team here. It is bye for now.